What does it mean to play small in life? Essentially, what it means is that your life is dictated by how to avoid feelings of fear and feelings of discomfort. So your actions, your decision making, everything you do is to avoid feelings of fear and discomfort. And in doing so, basically, you don't achieve your potential. You also just don't achieve what you set out to achieve in life. And so in this video, I want to talk about today is how to live your life big. And if you watch this video to the very end, you're going to learn the difference between playing life small and playing life big. You're going to learn the only thing that's holding you back from actually playing life big. You're going to understand the illusion of safety, what that means, why safety really isn't safe. And then, of course, you're going to learn how to truly live life big, how to play big in life, and how to stop dimming your light, how to just shine your way through life. If you're new here, my name is Justin, and before we get into the video, please give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and if there's anyone who you know who could benefit from this video, go ahead and send that to them as well. Okay, let's get right into it. Okay, so in the intro, I just described what playing life small means. And again, it means you literally live your life to avoid discomfort and fear. And so you shrink yourself, you diminish yourself in order to feel more safe. This was a big part of my story, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But that's what you're doing. You're living your whole life avoiding discomfort. Now, playing it big means that you allow yourself to continue to move forward despite problems, despite feeling unpleasant, despite feeling fear, despite feeling uncomfortable. You still choose to move forward, and you don't let those things stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. You see through the illusion of safety and playing it small. And what happens is when you can see through this illusion, you become this ever-expanding force that's expanding into confidence, it's expanding into your true power, it's expanding into who you really are, into being yourself fully and moving forward in life. No matter what life has to offer for you, you move forward from this expansive paradigm instead of trying to duck away from fear or duck away from discomfort or duck away from being seen. And when you live life this way, you utilize your true free will. Your true free will is deciding for yourself what your challenges mean. You stop letting the external world dictate the meaning that you give to circumstances, and you start dictating for yourself what certain circumstances mean for you in your life. You're the one that gives meaning to life's events. You hold that power. You don't let anyone else hold that power over you. If playing it small means that you are a slave to your external circumstances, meaning the world has to look a certain way for you to do what you want to do and achieve what you want to achieve, then playing it big means that no matter what happens outside, it doesn't matter. It doesn't determine how you feel inside. And so instead of being a slave to the external world, you move forward despite of what's going on in the external world. And you choose to expand and shine regardless. So let's get into the real thing. And there's only ever one thing that truly holds you back from playing it big. It's one thing that keeps you feeling small or keeps you wanting to feel small or play small, that keeps you from truly shining, that keeps you dimming your light and shrinking. And it's not your circumstances. It's not how you look. It's not how much money you have. It's not the family that you're born in. It's not your race or your ethnicity. It's not how tall you are. Because In history and today, we have plenty of stories after stories of people from all different walks of life, all different kinds of circumstances, all different shapes and sizes and different handicaps and whatnot, who were a powerful force in their life, and they moved forward despite whatever quote disability they might have had or unfair advantage. There are plenty of examples of that. So if it's not any of these things, what is it that keeps someone from playing big in life? It's fear. It's fear of being judged. It's fear of being hurt. It's fear of not being liked. It's fear of being vulnerable. It's fear of failing. And the list just goes on and on and on. Fear, fear, fear. I challenge you right now to think, what is the fear? What kind of fear is holding you back in life? I'm sure if you think about it, it'll come up like that. So it's just fear. It's the stories, the fear-based stories that we tell ourselves about what might happen if we put ourselves out there, what might happen if we step into our true power. Sometimes these stories are based on our past because maybe that's what happened to you in your past, but they're just stories. And for me, I used to want to blend in. I was purposely trying to blend in. I was purposely playing it small and dimming and diminishing myself, shrinking myself in order to feel safe. And why was I doing these things? Out of fear. Because I was scared that I wouldn't be accepted or approved of. I was scared that people wouldn't like me. I was scared that people would hurt me, especially if I was vulnerable, especially if I was being myself. Because if I'm being myself and I don't receive acceptance for being myself, then that's going to hurt. Well, of course, I found out that the only person I need acceptance from is myself. But in any case, it's this illusion that you will feel safer if you're not shining. You'll feel safer if you're playing it small. And when you operate from a place of fear, you're constantly trying to manipulate your external environment. That means the people that you hang out with, the things that they talk about, the things that you do, the actions that you take, all have to be a certain way so as to not trigger what's going on in here. Does that make sense? Your external world has to look a certain way so they don't agitate whatever pain you're holding on inside, whatever you're insecure about. The world has to look a certain way, or your world specifically has to look a certain way as to not touch those things. Because if they touch those things, then it's going to hurt. And so this is what my life looked like, and this is what a lot of people's life looks like, is living their life this way. They're living their life to avoid being hurt and having their pain agitated. But the irony and the illusion here is that in trying to play it safe, I was really suffering. In trying to play it safe, I was actually hurting myself even more. It was actually more unsafe in the long run if I would continue to live life this way. It was actually riskier for me to live small than to play it big. And I'll tell you why. Our brains will actually trick us into thinking that whatever is familiar is more safe than whatever is unknown. And this has its root in evolutionary biology, because back in the day, if we stuck to what we knew, we were more safe than stepping into the unknown, because our chances of survival would be greater. Our chances of not being eaten by a lion would be greater if we didn't step into the unknown. Obviously, it's 2022, a lot has changed since then. And so there's this illusion that what's familiar is safe, even if what's familiar is detrimental to you. Even if what's familiar is hurting you, even what's familiar is keeping you in fear and taking away your health and your freedom, even if that's what's familiar, your brain will still choose that over stepping into the unknown of expansion and growth and freedom. That is what I mean by the illusion of safety, because it's not really safe. What are the implications of playing it small for the rest of your life? Not growing, being sick, just overall really bad quality of life because you're constantly living in fear and needing to avoid situations, and you're living in pain instead of healing your pain and releasing it. You're probably not going to be very successful. Your relationships might hurt and be very painful. I don't have to tell you, I'm sure you know the implications of playing it small. But our brains have a bias towards that being safe because it's what's familiar. And once I truly understood that it was this programming that's keeping me small, even though if I could zoom out and look at this from a more expanded perspective, I knew that playing it small is really hurting me, I still preferred playing it small. But the more I understood this, the more this illusion of safety started to present itself to me. And so if we're going to start getting into how to play it big in life, then we have to start by being aware of the illusion of safety. Put it into perspective in your own life. Where is the illusion of safety, or what's familiar, even though that might not be what's truly serving you? Where is there a bias for that rather than stepping into the unknown? And the unknown is growth. The unknown is expansion. The unknown is shining. The unknown is stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something bigger with your life. The unknown is everything that you want. It's the unknown. Because if it was known, you would already have it. Right? Everything you want is unknown to your mind, to your body, because by definition, if it's something you want, you don't have it. So you have to understand this. You can even understand this logically. Your brain has a bias towards whatever's familiar. And you can start with baby steps. If you just lean forward out of your comfort zone a little bit, eventually your comfort zone expands a little bit. And it's not unknown anymore, and your brain actually likes it. So let's get into some more steps here of how to play it big. So the first step is you have to start being aware of this illusion everywhere in your life. Go deep on this. See exactly where this illusion is playing out in your life. Where is fear playing out in your life? Be very specific. Be intentional about it so you can be aware and conscious when it's happening in real time in your life. Now, once you start becoming aware of this illusion, you have to start conditioning your brain to understanding and knowing that it's more unsafe, it's more dangerous to play it small. You have to associate playing it small with being painful and playing it big with being fun and expansive and safer. So you have to start conditioning your brain that playing it big is safer than playing it small. It's actually more enjoyable to play it big. Stop associating pain with playing it big and start associating pain with playing it small. Now, oftentimes when we start conditioning our brain to want to play it big, there's another important underlying step is we have to give ourselves permission to play it big. This can be as easy as just telling yourself, I give myself permission to play it big. I allow myself to play it big. And you can even use this as an affirmation. So if you're struggling with not wanting to play it big, keep using this as an affirmation. I give myself permission to play it big. I allow myself to play it big. I want to play it big. And the more and more you do this, the more you're conditioning your brain and your mind to favor playing it big rather than playing it small. Now, another important step, and this goes back to being aware of the illusion, because your mind and these illusions are very, very tricky. A good way to understand what's happening and seeing if you're playing it small or not is questioning the motivation behind your actions. Are you being motivated by fear and insecurity, Or are you being motivated by joy, excitement, and expansiveness and growth? If you're being motivated by fear and insecurity, what you have to do is, besides being aware of it, that's the biggest step actually, is just being aware of it, is learning how to release the program. Learning how to release these emotions that's stored in your energy, these belief systems. And if you want to know advanced technique for releasing fear-based programming, I did a video on this exactly, and I'll put a card up here or a link in the description so you can go and check out that video afterwards. It's a very advanced technique that you can basically decondition, unprogram fear in your body and in your mind and in your thoughts. And so once you start questioning, then you're becoming more and more aware of where fear and playing it small is playing in your life. Once you're aware, then you start to course correct. What I mean by course correct is you leave behind the paradigm of playing life based on fear and insecurity, and you adopt the paradigm of playing life big because you're motivated by expansiveness and growth and joy and excitement. Now, how you can course correct is by asking yourself, who would you be without your fear-based thoughts? Who would you be? Who are you without your fear-based beliefs? Really think about this. Don't just think about this logically. Sit down and immerse yourself in this idea. If I didn't have these fear-based thoughts, because that's essentially what they are, it's just thoughts, who would I be? Once you connect with that person that doesn't have the fear-based thoughts, once you connect with who you would be, start associating yourself with that person. Connect with that person and move forward from that place. And so, yes, the beginning stages, that might be a little bit difficult. There might be a little bit of effort to get you in that place. But what you have to do is just continue to make micro course adjustments, micro course correctings along the way. Each time you see yourself moving towards playing it small, connect with the person who you would be that didn't have that belief. And the more and more you do this, the easier you'll become. And the more you will start naturally, automatically living from a place of excitement and a place from playing it big and a place of expanding into your authenticity. So just to sum up the last few steps of how to play it big is start becoming aware of the illusion of safety. Make it seem like it's more unsafe to play it small and more safe to actually play it big. Associate more pain with playing it small and more joy and abundance and freedom and growth with playing it big, because that's actually the truth. Give yourself permission to play it big if you need to, and this could be in the form of an affirmation. I give myself permission to play it big. I allow myself to start playing big in life. Question what your actions and decision makings are motivated by. Are they motivated by fear and insecurity? Or are they motivated by excitement, growth, joy, and happiness? And if they are motivated by fear and insecurity, learn how to release that programming and course correct along the way. And we course correct by asking ourselves, who would I be without the fear-based thoughts and beliefs? Connect with that person. Connect to the person who doesn't have those beliefs and start living from that paradigm. Start moving forward from that paradigm. And you continue to course correct until that becomes your natural paradigm, and you do that automatically. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video brought you value. Again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Send it to a friend who might need to know this kind of information. And stop playing it small. Look at the fear that's an illusion. It's safer to play it big. At the end of the day, are you here to avoid life or are you here to experience life? That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.